Okay, so we're gonna do a like 10-15 minute core, glute, arms, full body, kind of get it done at home. We've got just a few props, a medium set of dumbbells, a lighter set of a dumbbell, and then a yoga block. You can use a couch cushion, pillow, towel, anything like that to add just a little bit extra. But what we're gonna start with is on your back with your block between your legs, starting with a inhale in through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Things that we're thinking of while we're breathing. As you inhale in through the nose, press your entire low back into the mat. Exhale, let it go. You can place a hand on your belly. Inhale, fill the belly with air. Feel the ribs kind of expand. Exhale, let that breath go. Feel the contraction of your core as you add a little bit of pressure into the block with your knees. You should feel your lower core turn on, midsection around the ribs, upper core, and then of course we are tucked low back into the mat. First thing we are starting off with is a glute bridge. Block can go a little bit wider between the legs. Inhale as you tuck the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze the glutes and lift. You're going to go for about 10 of these. We are going to think about contraction-wise pressing evenly into the left and right heel of the feet, as well as a dragging sensation of your heels towards your glutes. That should really turn on the back side of the legs. And we're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Lots of tension on the back side. From here, removing your block and lifting yourself into tabletop. Knees are going to come up about 90 degrees, toes are pointed up, and then hands are down at side for balance. Alternating heel taps. Ensure your low back stays connected to the ground as you lower one heel at a time. Continuing to breathe. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Let tension go through the body with each move. And you're here for about 20 total, 10 on each leg. If your low back is disconnecting from the mat, you feel a space, you're gonna lift your hands up, place them under your hips to act as a wedge, and then you're back into the same movement. Exhale to take a break, maybe rock your knees in, kind of gently rock in little circles, pushing and pulling your knees to and away from the body, letting go of some tension that you might have created. And then we're into alternating knee drops. If you have a resistance band, you can add it across the thighs. Otherwise, hands down at side. Inhale as you lower one leg out to the side. Exhale to return. Inhale to drop. Exhale to lift. Contraction of the lower core. Pelvic floor is pulling up and towards the middle of the body. And you are really controlling that lowering down, and then maybe speeding up your return, but slowly lower as you turn out to the side. Inhale, exhale, bring it in. You can always keep those hands around the body to manage pressure. Kind of notice if we feel like we've got a lot of air in one area and not the other. Again, about 10 on each side will do you good. It'll do you in. Lower core should be turned on and feeling good from there. Big stretch out with the legs. You can lift one leg up, kind of stretch it, especially if you get cramps in the back of the legs. As you go through your workout, we're gonna roll around to all fours. One of my absolute favorites, gets the whole body kind of going once we get in this position. Working legs, glutes, core, arms, shoulders, all the good things. Grab your block, cushion, pillow, towel, whatever works for you, but things that we're going to think about when we're here on all fours. Wrists are walked in under the shoulders and knees are under the hips. If the bottom's sticking out, we're going to tuck the pelvis in. Inhale as you arch the spine high to cat pose. Exhale as you let the hips press back into cow, let the belly draw down. Inhale as you arch up high. Exhale as you let it go. You're here for about 5 breaths. Letting go of tension between the shoulders. Think about really inhaling and breathing between the shoulder blades as you go into that breath. And coming to a neutral spine, we're going to tuck the pelvis, engage your core. Yeah, let me just see what we can do here so that we can see form. Okay. So tuck of the pelvis, wrists are walked in under, and we are braced through the knees, squeezing into the block, a little bit of tension in the lower core. Exhale to lift knees about an inch or two off of the mat, and then we're holding here, pressure into the block, gripping fingertips into the mat. Inhale to breathe, head stays in line with the spine. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Drop the block, open the knees, toes come together, child's pose to press back, stretch, let tension go. Take about good 3 to 4 recovery breaths here. And then slowly easing forward, back to all fours. You can grab that block back between the knees. Again, tuck of the pelvis, brace of the core, so your back is flat. There's no stooping motion, there's no super overarched. Shoulders are pressed just a hair to keep you stable. Toes are tucked, squeeze into the block, working obliques. Knee drop side to side, hip dips, and bear plank hold. Really want to breathe and work. That movement comes from your hips, but it's shown in the knees. So imagine your hips are dropping side to side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Remove that block off to the side, and then breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Recovery breaths. Pulling forward into a tucked position with the forearms. You're going to come down onto your forearms, and then if you want to challenge, have a lighter dumbbell out at side. Same form here. You can be on the forearms or up on the wrist, especially if your wrists are tired. Doesn't change the motion at all, the intensity of the exercise. Whatever gives you still a core engagement, proper positioning of the body is what we're looking for. Knees are still walked in under the hips. Elbows in line with shoulders, or wrist press the shoulders away. Inhale as you extend your right leg behind you, and then we're going to shift our pelvis. So if we're kind of dropping down, we're not engaged through the core. If we're leaning away, same idea. So we're going to reshift to the center, squeeze the front of the thigh, back of the thigh, lift the leg. You can point the toe if you want. Then we're going to bend the knee, and we're going into heel raises with the knee, so donkey kicks. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Squeezing the glutes, imagining you're lifting your heel by a string, and that's what raises your leg up and down, keeping a lot of strength and mobility through the core. So we're not really dropping down every time we lift and lower. There's not a lot of curve or movement happening. It's just a slow, controlled motion of the knee. If you want to challenge, you just grab a dumbbell, add it between the knee, and you're lifting and lowering here. Going for about 10 to 20 on each side. Next option, we're going into fire hydrant raises out to the side. You can turn your head as you lift. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. You can always remove the dumbbell. Again, doing this from the forearms or the wrist, doesn't matter. Same motion, 10 to 15 hydrant raises behind you. Pressing back for a child's pose. Breathing for a couple breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll repeat on the opposite side. Going for about 15 donkey kicks behind. Going to the left side, contraction of the front of the thigh. Shifted the pelvis so it feels even. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Finding a rhythm that works for you. A pattern. Maybe go into the beat of the music you got going on in the background, or just whatever makes you feel like, oh my gosh, yep, that's working. If you did do resistance on one side, absolutely still continue that on the other side. Once you get to about 10, 15, 20 of those, we're going to go into the hydrant lifts, either onto palm of the hands or the forearms, and we're lifting that knee out to the side. I'll turn to show you. We're just out to the side. Still keeping a even movement of your core and breath. Minimal shift side to side. Head can turn to increase mobility of the hip. Just whatever is comfortable for you. 10, 15, 20 reps does it for you. Once we get to those, we're going to come into the arms. To keep good form, you can bring your block long and narrow between the knees, grabbing your dumbbell under each hand. Sometimes it can help to have both arms with the dumbbell. At this point, what it does is keep your wrists in line more straight rather than being bent. So if you get wrist pain, it could be a good option for you. Just try to keep your wrists turned so they're in line with your forearms. Walk your knees so they're under your hips, tuck of the pelvis, brace of the core, head looks ahead. Toes can be tucked or untucked. And we're rowing on an exhale. Elbow grazes the side of the body. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower for 10, 15, or 20. If you want, your head can turn as you row that arm up to the side, working more thoracic spine mobility. Doesn't matter, you can keep your head forward. Same amount of good work for 10, 15, or 20. Go ahead and swap off to the other side when you're done with those. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. 10, 15, or 20 rows. Keep tension in the block between the knees. Keep breathing. You got this. Head stays in line with your spine rather than having it stoop down low or arch super high in front of you. Again, tuck of the pelvis, brace of the core. Once you get to 15, you can take a break, coming to child or puppy pose. You can stretch it back, or you can come right into your next exercise, a tricep kickback, hinging the elbow up and then kicking behind you, straight arm. 10, 15, or 20, elbow stays glued into the side of the body. Think about really tightening the back of the arm, and then a squeeze of the tricep as you lift. Slow down that swing as you return, and then swap off opposite side. Hinge at the side, and then straightening the arm like you're lifting your pinky up to the sky. Keep head in line, tension into the block, pillow, whatever you've got between the legs if you've got it. And then really squeeze the back of the arm. Slow down that lower as you get to the top. 10, 15, or 20. Once done with that, block removes, child's pose, knees go wide, forehead comes down to the mat, toes come together, or puppy pose, knees stay together, arms walk in front of you, breathing out. Letting the shoulders rest, relax, and let go of tension. And then we're on to the back side of the body for the last few segments of class. Yep, so this is turning into a 15-20 minute routine. No big deal. Take your time. If you need to shorten it, shorten it. It's just a good thing to get in throughout the middle of the day, week. Life gets crazy, right? Feet come up into tabletop, arms come above you. Opposite knee lowers, opposite arm lowers. Dead leg, tuck of the pelvis, brace the core. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Now you've got a couple options. If you want to add a challenge to this, grab your dumbbells, and as you lower one leg and arm, you've got a little bit more resistance, more tension through the core. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. If you have those dumbbells in your hands, keep them there. Otherwise, grab them. You can do bench presses here. Wrists are turned up to the sky. Feet are planted into the mat. Back is planted into the mat. Inhale as you bend your elbows down to the side. Exhale as you press above the chest, bringing those bells together. Separating as you lower, slow and controlled. Exhale to lift, going for 10, 15, or 20. Working at your resistance for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, if you have a heavier set, drop one of your bells down. If you have a lighter set, keep them in the arms. Tricep extension behind the body. You're going to bring your forearms close to your ears And then just bending through the elbows, we're extending overhead and slowly lowering that bell down towards the head. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Tighten the back of the arms as you lift, lots of tension on the elbows. Keeping that shoulder from moving forwards and backwards keeps the isolation in the shoulder and the triceps. And you're here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rest the arms overhead to stretch out. Let some tension go. You can stretch the legs. Another great option as you're in your chest presses, your tricep extension, wherever you are, you can always lift into a glute bridge, holding at the top of the glute bridge as you go into your movements with the triceps. So it'd be with 2 dumbbells, letting those bells come down by the ears. And then slowly lowering down. Good little stretches to do after this segment. Big full body stretch. Take your feet to the left corner, head and hands to the left corner. Kind of breathe into the right side of the body. Repeat as feet take you to the right, head to the right. Breathe through the left side rib cage. You can hug your knees in, do little circles, push and pull your knees to, away from the body. Going clockwise, counterclockwise. Figure 4, one knee props over the other, press the knee away with the same side hand. Hold for about 10-15 seconds and then swap it out. Other knee presses away, lots of tension through the outer glute. You can do little butterflies up top, bring feet together and just kind of lean or press the knees down or lean hands in front. Go one leg out at a time, stretching to the side, and opening up the chest. You reach overhead, stretch the arm, go to the other side as well. Fabulous work. I will see you soon.